Here's a quick tour of the Dash DDX viewer. First, let's find some documents. One way to locate documents is just type a term into the keyword search up at the top left. I'm going to type in the word Bayside, and when I click the little search button, it goes out and it finds all the documents that contain the word Bayside anywhere in any of the keywords. And if I've also chosen the full text option, as I have here, it will search through the content of any searchable PDFs that are in my DDX archive. So a very quick and easy way to locate documents, and you just click on the list that you see at the left. These are the results. If I want a little bit more refined search or focused search, I can use the advanced search feature. When I do that, over at the right, I choose the keyword that I want to search in. For example, I'm going to choose order number. I choose how I'm about to match on what I'm going to search for. I'm going to say I want this next thing to equal my order number 841. And I can add additional criteria here with an and or an or I can just say I'm done, that's enough. And when I click the Find button, again, at the left, I get a list of documents that match the criteria I just searched for. And I can see these directly within the document viewer. A third way to locate documents is using the folder view. If I click the Folders button, at the left I see what look like folders, and I can just click on those to open them up, and here I'm drilling down into a customer, an order number, and then here's the various kinds of documents that are associated with that order. Now this makes it look like these things are sitting in folders somewhere on your network. That's really not true. Your system administrator has just created a hierarchy that makes use of the keywords associated with these documents that says, in my case, show the division first, then the customer name, then the order number, then the type of document, and then the actual document there. That hierarchy is defined in what's called a view in DDX. And your system administrator may have given you access to a variety of views. If you wish to switch your view, you can choose from the view selector that you see up at the top, and I'm going to select my year, month, name view. And when I open this up, I see a whole different set of folders here, but really, in my case, I'm looking at exactly the same documents by year, month, date, customer name, and so on and so forth, till I get down to the bottom. Now, I've only got one of these picking slips in my system, but it just appears as though it's sitting in a completely different folder because that's the way my system administrator had set this up. So the views can change the hierarchy in the way that you see these things. The view can also control what I see, so it might limit me as well to certain kinds of documents or other things. So for example, if I choose the manufacturing view, here I'm only allowed to see drawings and work instructions, and when I open this up, I can see the types of things I would expect to see. But this view has been further limited by my system administrator to say that I am only allowed to see the most current revisions of these drawings and work instructions. Depending on how my system administrator has set it up and what they've granted me access to, I can see certain collections of documents together or not, depending on how they've set their security up. That limitation on what I can see also applies to the searching. So if I search for the word Bayside from here, I can see I've got no documents available to me. But if I switch back to my order clip view and I perform that same search, here I've got a whole variety of documents at my disposal. Once I've located a document, regardless how, I can send it by email. Just select it and click Send Mail, and it launches my Outlook and includes this document as an attachment, and I can send it to whomever I wish. I can open a copy of it. It extracts a copy from DDX and launches whatever Windows thinks is the right tool to view this in my case, Acrobat, because I was looking at a PDF. I can print them from here, or I can save a copy elsewhere. In addition, I can add notes to this document. By clicking on the Notes button, I can expand that pane, and I can see here that I've got a couple of different notes associated with this particular invoice. Each is date and time and user stamped. So I see when it was added or changed and by whom. And here's all of the note text that's associated with the invoice at the right. And here's another note. And I can add a new note very simply by clicking the New Note button, type my new note, and save it, and we can see a new date, new time, new user, and if I were to scroll across here, I can see the user changed, and I can even see a preview of the notes there as well. If my system administrator is giving me access, I can also delete notes as well. I select the note I want to delete, and I click the delete button, and away it goes. Anytime you're looking at a document, you can also see the keywords associated with it on the keyword panel. In my case, it is down at the lower left. I can see all the keywords associated with this particular invoice, and I can even see the revision date and time and whether it's the latest revision, who published it, and when. I can also get rid of some of these panels if I want, just by clicking, for example, the push button pin here, and when I do, the panel automatically hides for me, so I don't have to see it unless I hover over it with my mouse, and then it pops out. The same may be true of the find. I just click off of it, and it goes away. So now I can see more of this document than I might otherwise. Until I click on the find button, then it pops back out. I can enter my search, click find, and go back, and now I can see more of the document on my screen as I wish. If I wish to collapse the toolbar I see up here, I just hit the little collapse button and it goes away until I click the home button, and then it comes back down. I prefer to keep it visible at all times, and if I'm looking for help, I can click the little help icon up on the right and get access to help, access to Dash support, and so on and so forth. So thanks for taking a look at our DDX document viewer. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to talk to your system administrator or contact Dash. Thank you very much.